Good morning and welcome to the Marketing Club. Today's topic is SEO marketing strategies for small and big businesses. So, if you're a big business, if you're a small business, you still run a business, you're doing the business. And business is business when business is professional, right? Because we handle business differently. Everybody has their own business model. Everybody has their own business style, their own business, you know, archetype. I can go on and on with different things. So when you have a business, your business is supposed to be seen as what are you bringing to the table? But at the same time, it's like, okay, you have a business, but is your business being seen? Or are you trying to see your business somewhere else that your competitor is at? So your competitor is the one person, the one business, the one franchise, the one entity that you as a business has to look at and say, okay, what is this business doing that my business is not doing? What are they showing up for that I'm not showing up for? What is my business saying that I'm not saying? What is my business thinking that I'm not thinking? What is that business processing that my business hasn't even started to think about? Right? So as a business owner, there's so many business questions you have to answer. And yeah, everybody's a business owner. You own your life. That's a business. That's a big business. You have to control your life. You have to, take care of your body. That's a business. So yes, I understand you may not run a business, but you're a big business because people need you. Families need you. You need you. We need each other. So don't just think about business and look at a building. Look at yourself because the person who built that business is a person first, right? So as a business owner, you have to think about your business. What are the business etiquette best practices that you're giving? What are you allowing people to see? How are you allowing people to connect with you, right? What is a major factor that allows people to find your business credible, right? Are you certified? Do you go through specific, routines? Do you have a system in place? Are there people who connect with you? Are there things that you have to do first as a business before you are actually, you know, a business, right? So your business has to start from a position of I have to understand that what I'm doing is actually a business, and my business also needs to see the light of day. And if it's going to see the light of day, then my business has to create that type of attention that most people would not think about. But eventually, you have to think about it yourself. You have to say, hey, if this is really what I'm doing, then what am I really showing up for? Who am I showing up for? Myself? Or am I showing up for the people around me? Am I showing up for who? Like, what is really the major goal here? Because the strategy I'm going to give you today, the SEO marketing strategies I'm going to give you today, will be strategies that will help you see beyond just the normal, yeah, I'm just doing business for business sake, or I'm just doing business because I just want to run a business. Some people run a business and they stop running businesses. Why? Why is your business not running? What did you do that your business didn't end up running? Like what changed? Did you stop doing the same business? Did you change how your business is? Did you change the actual NAICS code of your business? Did you change? What did you really change? What did you really do? Because if you did something to change the business that you're building, then the businesses that you're creating should reap, should yield results that a lot of people should be benefiting from, not just you. If you have a business, your business should benefit others, right? You're creating a business to solve a problem. You're not creating a business to show up as a business. There are businesses in life that you actually remember. And if this business doesn't operate, your life might actually be in danger because you feel like I'm not dependable or dependent on this business, but I depend on the value that this person brings because somebody else can bring the same business value and kick you out the park, kick you off the park. Hey, we run a business. Yes, we do the same thing too. Okay, cool. How many businesses out there do the same thing? How many hotels are out there? Restaurants, barbershops, beauty supply stores, you know, florists shops, you know, photography studios. How many rental spaces? Like, how many places can you look at and say that these are the same things? Everywhere you go to Times Square, you're gonna see the same thing. All different types of screens showing you all different types of things at the same time. So, what is your strategy? What is your business saying? And what are you showing up for? That's the big question. Whether you're a small, medium size, or big business, what is the one thing you're showing up for? Like, what are you giving? Because we look at these big businesses and we're like, yeah, we want to be like them. Look at Apple today. Apple is having a big event today, right? And everyone's excited about the iPhone, the Apple Watch, about all the great stuff that are coming, right? And that's great. That's amazing. People are gonna buy it and literally people have probably pre-ordered it, right? Great. That's a business that you're investing in because you value that business. I'm going to get the iPhone 16. I had to skip the 15. So I have the 14 Pro Max. And I said, I'll wait. I'll wait a year. There's nothing different. Now I'm going to switch it because now I'm like, yeah, I waited and now it's time to change it. So everybody has their own thing. Some people may skip this one. Some people may skip the next one, right? It's all up to you. It's your choice. It's your money, your life. That's what there's an SEO term that says YMYL, your money, your life. So you have to do what's best for you so that you can enjoy what's best for you. If you like to drink tea, what's your favorite brand? If you like to drink coffee, what's your favorite brand? Right? Those are businesses that you're investing in. When you look at your bank statements, those are businesses that you paid, expenses that you paid with businesses, whether it's cake or groceries or gas or flights, those are businesses that you paid. So when you look at your bank statements and you look at your expenses, you look at your P&Ls, your profit and loss, you look at your projections, you look at your business, you look at your fiscal year and ask yourself, did we do better this year than last year? Look at a year over year cycle. What is your closing rate? What do you do? Right? How many things do you send out? How many things do you get back? I think consistency is the biggest thing because I also look at my own dashboard, right? I use HoneyBook and it's a beautiful platform and I incorporated that into my business. And now it's also benefiting us because it's not just me, right? We're a total of 23. So that is 9 people plus 13 AI, right? So, and these are actually operating, in motion week over week. So when I looked at the graph, I'm like, wow, when in July, I had to switch up the business model because we're 11 years in business this year. It's a decade and a year. I can put it like that. This month, right, September, and the business has morphed. Like it's been growing. I've had so many ideas, so many things I've not even done yet that I'm yet to do. God willing, I'll be able to do them. But I've just been growing consistently. Just like, okay, I'm going to drop this. 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 I'm going to go back into music next year. So I'm working on that now because I'm going to be 2 decades in music. So I'm like, okay, I need to talk about some things. I've been quiet for a little bit and I need to make some beats. I'm a drummer. I do things outside SEO, outside business that y'all probably don't know. But the more you're able to know who I am, the more you're able to discover the things that I incorporate into my business. That is because of where I'm coming from, right? Because I value music, I value sound, I value quality, I value conversations. That's why I have a podcast, right? The podcast is above. So please click the link and subscribe to the show because when you get emails, those emails are very, very exclusive. And I don't talk about some things unless they're in that email. So you wouldn't see them but in that email. So please click the link above if you want to subscribe to the show, and that also allows you to get emails and connections, and you can also connect with me outside Clubhouse because this is a worldwide space that we're in. I don't just think about this room. You can be in one room in a house, but the whole house is what people see. People don't see your room, they see the house. And they don't even see inside the house, they see the outside the house. So what are you showing people outside your house, even though you're in a room, right? So I'm gonna give you guys some strategies today that if you apply and you take them seriously, I know you've heard me all month, all week, all day, all year, But if you take this episode seriously, as a small or big business, you will go so far that you will look back a year and you'll be like, wow, where did time go? I've done so much for so many people. Because when you have a business, the more people you help, the more business you're in. Sustainability in a business is based on how many people you help, right? It's not how many people just one time, one time, one time. No, these are people who are coming. They're new visitors and they're returning visitors. So if you don't have a mixed balance between those two, it's not going to work for you. So you have to think about those things too. Before I continue, what's up, Liverpool? How are you? Good morning or afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon from my side of the world, Favour. So, yeah, once again, this is looking forward to this room. As always, it's going to be great. You're going to be dropping a lot of gems and everything like that. But yeah, this room is very, very important because having having a strategy when it comes to business is very, very important, and having a marketing strategy is very, very important because it gives you an idea about what you want to achieve in your business, whether it's down to the sales forecasting, whether it's down to what kind of vision what kind of vision you want to give out in to the world. So it's very, very important to make sure that you have those things really, really put in place, really things put in place so that your businesses can reach an optimal. And obviously, when it comes to SEO, this is also very, very important as well, to make sure that you're also understanding what other companies are doing in terms of SEO, looking at what words are very, very profitable as well. Because at the end of the day, when we look at what our competitors are actually doing, because what they are doing very well, going to achieve a lot more as well, and also really pushing out the boat as well, and not being afraid to kind of like take a risk as well. And as I said before, we as human beings sometimes can get lost in doing what is completely comfortable, and sometimes taking a risk can actually really, really pay off as well. And I can't stress enough as well to really, really understand your target market. So each target market will be very, very different. So if you look at somebody like Gen Z, for example, they're going to be tech savvy, etc., as opposed to the baby boomers, who will be less tech savvy as well. So very, very important to pay in mind to your target audience and segmenting your market very, very well, and using your strategy to target those target audience members. So yeah, that's what I would say. Thank you, Favour.
So much for that. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. One thing I will say to add on what you said too is wisdom is profitable to the wise. That's a wise saying that has been said before. And if you apply wisdom and apply knowledge to applied concepts, then you're going to yield applied principles that other people can follow. Just like when you have a child, the child starts to walk like you, talk like you, sound like you. It's because there's a model to follow, right? So as a business, what is your business model that people follow? People are used to waking up early in the morning to stand on a line to wait for Apple to drop in the morning, right? Because that's a model. That's a thing. That's something that happened before it's created. Sony did the same thing too with PlayStation, right? So when you look at the big picture and your business has an experience, what is that experience you're leaving behind? It's not just, oh, I have a business. It's what is your business really doing? So I love that you said that, Liverpool. Thanks for that. Adora, good morning. Thanks for joining. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
Welcome to the space. And Good to have you as well, David, Richard, Stephanie, James, Selim, Adam, David, Yasaman, Randy, Marine. Welcome to the Marketing Club. Please cash in your ticket at the very top of the Marketing Club, and you can be able to join the house. We're closing in on 350,000 members here, so feel free to connect with us. Mohammed and Ragul, thanks for being here. Appreciate you all. Yes, this is a topic that I want us to tackle, and I'm going to knock it out in the next, I'll say 30 minutes or less, because I also need to prepare and I have a couple of meetings today, some in person. I love having business meetings in person because we're so used to having Zoom meetings that we forget we need to have some business meetings in person. So I'm going to have that with one of our clients today, and I'm excited about it because we're building their website, and it's yeah, it's intense. So I'm excited about that, you know. So I'm going to knock this out in 30 minutes so I can get myself out of here and, you know, give you guys your day back. So four things, right? I'm going to knock them out in four. I have a quadrant for you today. Four things. The first thing, and I'll give you examples of what we're doing with clients because I just don't want to be talking. I want to give you real life examples of what we're doing so that you can also hear it. And I love to talk about these things because I don't have another platform to talk about. I mean, I can talk about it anywhere, LinkedIn audio, you know, Chatter, Clubhouse, fan base, whatever the platform is, name it. Like that's a platform. For me, I'm talking about impact, right? So if I want to make impact and I think about these four quadrants, I want to understand what can I apply and what can I use out of these four. Even if I don't use all four, at least let me use one, and then that one will lead to the next one, right? And then that other one will come, you know, from the other one. So before you know it, one becomes two, and then two becomes four. Hey, Julie, good morning. You know, those are the four things you have to think about. So this quadrant is going to help you create a cube. So I'm going to list them. And the last one is very important. So that very last one, just stick around for that last one because and it's attached to an episode and it's attached to, you know, value. So that's something that I definitely want to, you know, make aware of. So just keep that in mind so that we can talk about that. And, you know, if you have any questions about that, you can also ask me and let me know as well. So, Julie, I don't know what happened. You went down again. Hey,
I think she might have swiped left. Maybe sometimes that happens.
yeah. Oh, Julie, please
But
come back.
I sent her an invite. But yeah.
No problem. No problem. Julie, please come back. No worries. We love you, Julie. Good morning, John. How are you?
All right, question. What did y'all do to Julie and why she moved off? I know it's usually because she's on the phone somewhere, but just want to make sure.
Yeah, she got up and then she had a phone call and I think she went back down. So because of I think I saw the phone call sign in.
That's right. That's usually what she does because she doesn't like being on stage with that red phone next to her. Although, because we used to tease her about it tremendously. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a great day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, feel free to come back when you're ready, Julie. Yeah, this is a great topic because I want to knock this out, you know, really quickly. And in, you know, let's say 30 minutes, we can really get this done well or even less because I want to just make sure that this episode, this topic is not just for listening, but it's for taking action in. Because today is Monday. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. And if I think about the number of Mondays you've had and the number of Fridays you've had, how many Fridays have felt good because your Monday started great? Or how many Fridays have you had looking back, you're like, wow, this week has been a great week. We helped people, we made sales, we drove impact, we made investments, we drove, you know, we helped people. We actually told stories that actually impacted people's lives. We changed perspectives. We actually did something. Like even if it's one person, that's enough. We don't need to impact the whole world. It just takes one plant, one seed, one mustard seed, right? So it's not just yeah, we got to do this now. It's how do we get there? So these are the four things that I want to tell you about. The first one is citations. Citations. Citations are great for businesses. And when I say citations, I mean like your name, your address, and your phone number or your website. In other words, when somebody Googles your business, what do they get to see? Do they see your LinkedIn first? Do they see your website first? Do they see your Instagram first? What do they see? Because what they see is going to determine how they're going to do business with you. That this is a true fact. If imagine if you went and typed in Nike and the first thing you saw was an Instagram and you didn't see a website, you'd be like, "Where's Nike's website? Something's wrong here," because you're so used to knowing that I can shop on Nike, I can go to the shop, I can drive there, I don't need to be on their website every day. But the fact that they have a digital real estate property that is accessible and is sustainable, then it also values that. Because when you think about domains, there's something called domain age, right? It's just like your credit age. Like, if you have a large length history of credit, right, that gives you leverage, right, as a business, right? So, and that's just facts. So when you have the same thing with your website, because your website, you pay for that website every year or every other year. When you renew your website, whenever you even have a website, there's something called IC. I'm gonna Google it just to get you guys. Yeah, yes, exactly. ICANN, right? That is an internet. That's the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. Guys, you need to Google this. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat because sometimes I don't really go too deep when it comes to, I just go SEO, SEO. But today I want to really like hit the root. So yeah, so hit that link in the chat, and that's gonna be a website that you can check. It's a website that you need to know about, not because of anything, but specifically to this one thing, that every year when you are creating your website, right? I talked about name, address, phone number. As a business owner, even if you have a LinkedIn profile, it's a company, it's attached to a personal, right? If you have a business, if you run a business, it's attached to a personal, right? So if you are creating a website online and you have a secure website online and you have a digital real estate online, right? That's asset, that's value, that's business, right? That's property, that's proprietary information, right? That's domain authority, that's ownership, right? So when you have a citation online, meaning that your name, your address, your phone number, your website is every year renewed, right? So that your business can actually be seen as, okay, this person's legit. Like even every state, I'm sure they have different rules in every state, but I know like when I was in Georgia, every year I would have to pay, I would have to pay every year to make sure that my business is still active. Because if you don't pay within that time period they give you, if the government gives you a time to pay that every year, and you don't pay that, your business can be frozen. Something can happen. It's never happened to me because you have to pay that every year, right? So when you do that, you are letting the government know, you're letting your business know, you're making payments to stay sustainable, right? When you don't make those payments or get those licenses or get those things, they don't credit you. It doesn't get anywhere because you've not made the citations known that your business is legit. So when you're a small business, yeah, we play small business like it's small, but it's not small, it's a business, it's incorporated. So when you have a business and your business is not attached to a website, that draws some flags. You can't even get a grant or get a loan or get some type of, substantial amount that will line of credit that will give you that substance if you don't have a website that can actually justify your business or qualify your business. Before, everyone used to get a Meta verified check mark. You'd have to be on publications to be verified because they would have to verify you on Instagram through an article or through an interview or through some type of accolade or something that you did to show that you were cited as a person that did that because you're the author. When they cite something, they put an author attached to the citation, right? So when your name, your address, your phone number is attached, those are things that help you. Why am I giving you this like deep, 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 level? It's because as a business, we think business is, run ads, just show up online. Oh, we just want to show up on a billboard, or we want to just do this. Great. These are all amazing things. But if we do not fix the house and there's a leak, the house is going to sink. So you have to fix the roof so that you can stay 10 feet down, right? You have to make sure that your business is legit. We all have that. So that's really not for me. That's for you because that's your business, right? But I just want to make this a little bit more precise to the fact that if you have that taken care of every year and you have a domain and you're paying for that every year, then the number of links, I'm going back to SEO now, the number of links that you have on your website should not be the same number of links you had the previous year. If you made $100,000 this year, you should not make the same amount next year. It should be a little bit higher, if not the same, but way high. There should be a substantial difference between the 2 years because you change models, you built a business, right? So why are you having the same number of links on your website and then the website is saying copyright 2022 and we're in 2024? I mean, that is sometimes it's really like non-significant. It's like, oh yeah, that doesn't change a thing. But in reality, it's really kind of like tanking you because AI search engines are coming. Today is an Apple event. So when you start seeing, the search engines start to change, you start seeing the algorithm changing, you start seeing things changing, you start wondering, okay, what's going on? Are we still doing the same thing we did 10 years ago? No. So if you don't have a website and your website has attachments to social media, I had a thing about, I thought about this, I think yesterday. I was like, wait a minute. Yes, we have websites, but why is it that business owners, business leaders don't think like this? You have a LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you're attaching to your website, right, to show your social media proof. But why are the pages on those domains that you do not own have more pages than your website has? If you look at your Instagram and you say you have 100 posts, and you look at your website sitemap and it says you have 10 pages, that means you've given almost 90% over time to build somebody else's property when you didn't leverage that property and with equity and use each of those 100 pages or posts on Instagram to validate your business online on Google by creating an article attached to it to justify maybe what you said on your Instagram post, on your TikTok post, on your LinkedIn post, right? Because when people are searching for things, they go to Google first. They go to YouTube, they go to Pinterest, they go to Reddit, they go to places that they search, they go to LinkedIn, they go to TikTok now. So if you're not on these places, if your TikTok is not showing up on your website as a web page, how are you going to drive traffic? If somebody sees your billboard and they don't see your TikTok, or if they see your billboard, they check your website, if they see your ad and they check your website, or they visit you in person and you don't get that same experience, they're not going to come back. So I'm giving you guys harsh realities today. I'm not just talking, oh, SEO, change your keywords. We know all those things. I want to give you guys like the real raw potatoes, right? Because if you can handle these pieces and do business as a business and handle it as a business, then you're going to go far, right? Just in the last month, we've created about 67 times for businesses for citations, because when you have a business, people just say, oh yeah, we're just on Google My Business or Google Business Profile. That's not the only citation you should be on the web. Google is not the only search engine on the web. Why are you not on Yandex? Why are you not on Brown Book? Why are you not on Foursquare? Why are you not on yellowpages.com? Why are you not on yp.com? Why are you not on these platforms that you don't see, that search engines talk to each other and say, okay, this is the same person with the same website. So this is an actual business. They actually have it on Google Maps, and it's on Apple Siri, it's on Alexa, it's on Chamber of Commerce. It's there, it's visible, right? And it's within a category. When you have a business, your business has a NAICS code. So what is that NAICS code saying about your business model, your business entity, your business value, your business corporation, your business ethics? Right? So when you create citations, you're saying that, hey, we are a business. So we've connected different businesses in the last month, right? And each of them do amazing things. Out of those four, one of them is starting their billboard advertisement today. And they do printing. They do print, like they can print 1,000 t-shirts in an hour, right? And they do it so well. They're the ones that did God is Dope. If you've ever seen the God is Dope brand, they're the ones that printed it. So they've done a lot of big, I won't even go too far, but they've done so well that they're like, okay, we need to make more business. We need to now help more schools. We need to now, now they're actually doing uniforms. Like they're doing uniforms for schools. They're doing it for restaurants. Like it's a big thing because now it's not just like, oh, one t-shirt. So where the model changes, you evolve as a business. So now their citation was like bad because they were only showing up on Google. And I'm like, hey, if you want to show up everywhere, then we need to show up everywhere. So we now connected. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks. And once that is done, you're up there for good. You're not, unless you want to opt out. But as long as you're in there for good. So what that does for you is a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you may not see that effect now. It's just like when you plant a seed in the ground, you're not going to see an apple tree with apples you can, chew off and enjoy a day later. No, it's the years that you've planted, you've patiently waited, you've invested, you've taken time to build that's going to yield fruits for the future, because you're not building a business for now, it's for tomorrow, right? So if you're doing this consistently, you show up consistently, it's because you have a value system. You have an ethical system, right? So that system is going to drive your operating system, which is your business, which is your life, right? Your business is your life, right? So you think about yourself and you ask, what am I doing to show up online? And when I show up online, what are people seeing? If I look at your Google profile and the last time you posted a picture was 4 years ago, what are we doing? So we have to look at things differently. Yesterday, I was trying to, make a reservation, because I was trying to say, okay, what can we do? Because my cousin's going back later, this week. And I was looking at online. I was just looking. I use Open Table, so I was like, let's see if they're on Open Table. If they're not on Open Table, okay, let's go to Google. So we went to Google, and I and a friend of mine, who's a friend of my cousin, we were looking last night, and I was like, why does this restaurant have a 9 to 5? And then the rest of the days are, I'm like, okay, that's their business model. That's great. But they just missed business because we were trying to go to a restaurant tonight so that we can actually celebrate her before she goes back. And we said, okay, well, we're just going to go somewhere else. We're going to flip the script because we had 2 restaurants in mind. So I said, okay, let's do the other one today, and then we'll do the other one next time. But we'll do the other one because it's fine. We'll just do this one today because she's going to be around. So businesses operate the way they do, but because it was not on Open Table, I couldn't make a reservation. So I had to spend extra time to find the same thing that I couldn't even book for, only to find their booking, and they use Google Calendar to book. So I'm like, okay, this business, either their operating system is not updated or they're not really, I mean, that's them. Hats off to them. But in today's age, you wouldn't get that kind of business running on a fast oil machine or just automated for you if you're not within a system that actually benefits your business. So those citations are very important. So if you have a local business, if you have a brick and mortar, don't just think Google. Think Microsoft. Think Waze. I use Waze Maps. That's how I drive. Use platforms. Go to Yellow Pages. Go to these platforms and be there, right? So that you can have that substance. That's going to help you long term, right? Those are things that you need to think about. The second thing that you have to think about is relevance. Because even though you're showing up online, are you relevant to the market? Are you relevant to the society? Are you relevant to the community? Is your business relevant? Like, do you show up for the right things? Yeah, we can do business together, but those 3 months we work together, 6 months we work together, you may not see that impact today. But 2 years from now, you'll be like, oh, wow. Okay, that Google Search Console, there was something about it. That, Microsoft Bing, there was something about it. You getting indexed automatically instead of manually, that's something. Because we're living in a place where things are moving fast, right? Things are really moving fast. So you have to be relevant. I was in Dallas not too long ago. I flew back in and to Houston, and I was looking online in Dallas when I was heading back to the airport. I was looking outside and I saw, okay, they did something called lip fillers for $4.99, right? And I have a client that we're running a billboard for, and she's doing a sale for $3.50 and in a different state. So I'm doing visual research as I'm just simply driving, but I'm spotting things. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's the price. Okay, this is the city. Okay, how much is it there? What's the standard average? So I'm doing competitive analysis while I'm actually on my way to the airport because I know I'm running a billboard on an ad to help her business get clients because she's doing a special. So, and she does a non-surgical medical spa and all those things. So it's like, how do you help businesses thrive? And she's now on those citations. She's relevant because people are connecting with her. People are calling, and I'm running on 2 billboards, and I've split the difference. So we've spent about $84, and we've reached about 4,000 people, and our target is 51,000 people, and we've been on, our active time has been 0.2 hours. So just by looking at those metrics in just less than a week, we know, okay, this is how much we've made. If it's 350, we've spent $80 in a week. If she gets one person that calls, that's 350. She's made her money back. So we're running this on a very fixed budget. So we want to know exactly how we can do this, and we can consistently do this till the holiday season, right? People can keep seeing you up until, oh wow, that's the business. When you're on a billboard, you're a big deal. But that should not even be the goal. The goal should be, who are you impacting next door? Who's the person you're talking to that actually understands you? Can a 5-year-old understand you? Like, those are things we have to think about. And then the third thing is your marketing stack. Your marketing stack, marketing stack. Your marketing stack has to be big. That's a marketing strategy for a small business. Think about your marketing stack. If you ever want to work with a business, ask them, what is your marketing stack? If they don't answer that question or have an answer for you, run, because they don't know what they're talking about. Most times, hey, we're going to do your SEO, we're going to do your backlinks. Yeah, great, cool. Okay, but you have to earn this. There are 4 types of media: owned media, paid media, shared media, and earned media. So you can either want to earn backlinks or pay for backlinks, or own your backlinks so you can share your backlinks. So it's up to you. Everybody has their own business strategy. I do organic. I don't run ads. I help businesses run ads. We, if they have Google ads, YouTube ads, Pinterest ads, billboard ads, we'll run it for you, but I will not run it as a business, because organically, we're doing it organically. But if we ever want to run a campaign, great, just boost a little bit, that's cool. But at the same time, when you're boosting with a campaign in mind, so that you can have a management system that can still automate your organic flow. Because you don't want to be spending money every year. If a business could stop spending money every year and still make the same amount of money, they wouldn't be spending that money on ads, because they're already making their money back times 200%, right? So when you look at those metrics, you have to think about those things. And then the fourth thing is investments. What is your business investing in? Yes, you're investing in hardware, you're investing in software, you're investing in labor, you're investing in payroll. Those are things you have to think about. On average, if you have a VA or someone that's working with you, you might be paying them maybe 1,000, 2,000 a month, 3,000 a month. I don't know. That is really up to you. I'm just giving you random numbers, right? But you guys know your numbers. So if you are running these numbers and you're asking yourself, okay, how can I cut off 90% of this and still, attribute 90% to something else that can yield me 90% value, right? You ask yourself those questions and you start realizing, oh, okay, that's what we do. Last year, we were about like 7 of us, and like 7 to 10, because it was in and out. They're like teams, as far as teams, it wasn't just me. And then at some point I was like, there's some people in the team that were doing the same thing, and I was like, this is regressive, right? That we need to a little bit, switch this up. So I had to like cut down some things, and I said, okay, let's switch it up. Then AI came in, and now I'm like, my AI is actually responding to emails without me typing, because it has a brain AI attached. So I'm like, okay, there's some things that people used to do, that if we just schedule this out and say, okay, AI, do this, or do that, it helps you with your time. So when you send out something, it's faster, right? So we cut that down, and now, because we've even scaled that back up, we look at and we ask ourselves, okay, what are we using AI for? What I use AI for is to crunch numbers. Right now, we're a certified SEMrush agency partner. I'm going to put the link at the top so you guys can see, because as I'm speaking, I want you to also, look at these things and understand that when you start creating business models for other people to emulate, and it's a good thing that people can see, over time, they'll want to work with you, because you're also looking at it from a larger scope, right? Because these investments that you're making, how are you going to make these investments, and make these investments with the intention of helping people, right? Because when you're making these investments, you're wondering, okay, it's not just labor, it's not just AI, but we actually want to make sure that people are connecting with us. And why am I bringing this down here? Because when you make an investment in your business and you also use it for other investments, like right now, I said this at the beginning, that I wanted to say this at the end, is right now we are thinking about solar energy, right? And we did an episode with one of the people who actually works there, and he's an amazing guy. His name is Tyler, and we recorded an episode, and we're going to release it very soon, this holiday. And in my mind, I was like, okay, as a business, yes, we're relevant. Yes, we're ranking. Yes, we're making money. We're helping people. Yes, all the good things are happening. But what are we giving back? How are we giving back? And I was thinking, like, God, what can I do that this money is just not coming? It's going. It's helping people. It's flowing. But at the same time, I can look back and I'm like, yeah, we impacted this. That's just my goal right now, honestly. And I was like, okay. And I sat down and, God just told me, like the Holy Spirit just said, invest in the sun. And I was looking at the sun when that happened. And I was like, how does that even happen? Like, why do you invest in the sun? And right now, as I'm speaking to you, that's happening because I was doing an SEO research and I was like, oh, this company does solar energy. They actually invest in solar power. They actually build solar panels. They actually have some type of, they have production. I was like, is this thing legit? Is it real? Is it legal? Like, I had to do my research and I booked a call and I was like, this is really happening. So I'm like, Warren Buffett invest in, all these natural energy, and we look at the success leaves clues. So you're like, how do you the little faith mustard seed that you can put in, what can you do with your time that you have? So I said, okay, what can we do? Invest in the sun. So I went online and I literally typed in online how to invest in the sun. Like, I didn't know what to search. Of course I would say solar energy, but solar energy would start giving me companies. I didn't want that. I was looking for like impact. So I said, how do you invest in the sun? And I got an amazing response. And now that's happening, building trees, charging smartphones, powering homes, and that's what the business is doing. And it's like, oh wow, this is actually happening. So now I have more of a direct flow because I've been running this business for it's 11 years this month, right? That's a decade and a year. And I'm like, just building it, then it got incorporated at some point. There was a DB at some point, like, but the business starts from the beginning of the ideation phase. Right. Yes, you can incorporate it. Yes, it was incorporated on this day. It became an IPO on this day, an initial public offering on this day. Yes, great. But the day that that business started, like when Amazon started in that garage, when Apple started in that garage, those are the days, those are the early days, right? Those are the days that you don't take for granted because if it wasn't for those days, ideas would not be born. So if you're a business, small or big, and you want to do SEO today, focus on these four things: your citations, make sure that you're visible everywhere, you're relevant, you're sharing content, and you're actually getting feedback loops into your website, meaning that you're actually attracting models that's leading you to get leads, emails, get signups. Don't just have the same email subscription list this time last year, the same. If the number of emails that you have, let's say this, let's put it this way: the number of emails you have, and then the number of email subscribers you have, if that leads to the same amount of effort that you have, then that's equal because you didn't really do anything to accelerate or dynamically change the flow of currency. So, what I'm trying to say is the more blogs you publish, the more podcasts you publish, the more web pages you build on your website. Don't just have a beautiful website, build that website, build your house. You don't just have one room. You have a couple of rooms, you have a couple of closets, you have a couple of spaces, you have drawers, you have, cabinets, you have spaces, you have attics, you have basements. So don't just have one house. Don't think in one space. Throw away the whole box, right? So think about your business long term and be relevant. What are people asking? What are the top questions people are asking? Go to Answer the Public. Go to Answer Socrates. Go to Google. These are your best friends. They say Google is your best friend. Go there. Let your best friend tell you what is going on. And then use the ABC method. Social media marketing, A. What do you get? B. What do you get? C. What do you get? And then find out what questions people are currently asking, put them together, and then create your pillars and clusters. Then you connect them together, make sure that there's relevance, then have your marketing stack so that when you're connecting with people, you have emails, you have your social media in check, you have things in check, and you can build. And then when you can invest, you can look back and that can help your business grow long term. So that's what I wanted to bring for you guys today because I wanted to really go through this before we get into the next, less than 10 minutes so we can talk about it because I love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, what you think, because it's not only me doing business. I want to learn from you as well. But those are the four things that if you do consistently as a business, you can really show up online and really grow as well. So we'd love to hear from anyone. Liverpool or John, you could go first.
Sorry about that. It took me a while to get to the right buttons. I was multitasking badly. The one thing that I would say, and this is so basic, it almost it becomes mind numbing that we have to say this over and over and over again. Is it's actually two things. Number one, it's important to think like your business, but think like a consumer. Who's going to consume your content? Who are you attracting? Secondly, uh, everything you do should be about that. Secondly, it is about who are you trying to target? who are you trying to get the attention of? If you don't know those two things, you're going to really, most people will have a slow time progressing. So when you focus on who is more than likely to consume your content and then become a customer or lead, and you focus on getting their attention, the more profitable you'll be. Secondly, when you focus on what's in it for them instead of what's in it for you, the more successful you will be. And again, everything you said about search engines and podcast episodes and links and all that stuff, that's all part of it. But if you don't have those two things, you can have all those things in a world, you'll be more successful, but you're not going to grow as quickly and as massively as you can. That's just my 2 cents worth.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is so true. That is 100% value because it's priceless actually, to be showing up consistently without paying for it because you paid with your time. You invested in something that people actually want to be part of. And that's something people enjoy because you show up. If Disney doesn't open this week, someone's going to be sad. Like there's an experience attached to something that people connect with businesses that if you don't drop an episode for the last 10 months, they'll be like, what happened to this person? Are they okay? You have a whole email list you've not talked to in a year. What's going on? These are people. They're not just emails. They're people. So when we treat people with respect, with love, with care, that TLC, they actually signed up to your event. They actually connected with you. They actually took their time to leave their phone number, their email. That's enough to say thank you. You don't need a sale to say thank you. Just appreciate them for who they are. And then that value is reciprocated in measures you cannot even measure yourself because it's immeasurable how much you can get back when you give as much as you can. And when you allow yourself to just flow and say, hey, I'm gonna give you this information, try it out, boom, 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 it works for you, great. That helps somebody. I'm not trying to, make the best or do the best. I just want to be the best version of myself so that the other person can see the same thing for themselves. Then that way, everybody's growing internally and externally we're multiplying and we're just flourishing. We're like flamingos. We're just looking good. We're visible, we're just shiny, we're just having a great time, and it's great. So it's really about the value that you bring to the table. And I'll definitely say this, finishing up, guys. When you create pages online, please update them. Update them, because the more you're able to update them, it's really good for you to do that. I'll give you one LinkedIn tip because this is a professional room. This is one LinkedIn tip that I just discovered. I was like, this is actually cool. That's why it's called LinkedIn. So it was like an aha moment for me. So when you create LinkedIn, let's say you have an episode or an article, whatever it is you're posting, right? Going on LinkedIn. When you post that on LinkedIn, at the very bottom of your LinkedIn post, right, within the end of your post, instead of just leaving hashtags, switch it up a little bit and then use and say, okay, if you want to connect with me, use that as your footer, but also use that as a place where you can say, if you want to learn about this, click here. So when you click on that, whenever you have a LinkedIn post, it doesn't stay as the link you posted. It turns into an actual LinkedIn link. But that LinkedIn link as well is like a way for you to also see that link. And if I click on that link and it's an actual LinkedIn post and not an external link, then it's going to be fast because it's going to bounce right into that next post. And let's say you posted something a year ago, 2 years ago. No one's going to see that post 2 years ago on your LinkedIn if you posted it 2 years ago and you have a new follower today. So how will they find that 2 year ago post? So it's your linking in post. So you link in your last post or your best post or your relevant post so that they can see that post in your LinkedIn post, and then that can allow you to get that relationship responsibility, and it builds. My LinkedIn is getting to 10,000 followers closely. It's a 9.6 now, and it's slowly getting to 10K, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching it and I love it because the connections I made are so great. And it's just because of SEO, marketing, relationships, communication. So that's great. Thank you so much for that add-on, and I really appreciate that. So I hope you guys all learned something new. Take this information, don't just listen, apply it. And if you apply it, that applied knowledge is going to help you so much that if you're showing up online and you have a business, it's only a matter of time that you'll just see the benefits of you showing up consistently within the category of the industry that people search. Because when Google gets results on search, it's based on what they search for. If I'm looking for shoes, jackets, cups, vases, I'm going to be attracted to brands and non-branded content. So if you fall within those sections and you can really identify which category you fall in, then how you show up with your pages online will direct people to the social platforms and the social connections that you show up within the internet. It's called internet marketing. Right now it's SEO, it's fancy, it's internet marketing. Do you match? Yes, no. Yes, okay. No, okay. Then what? So when you look at all those pointers, it gives you a better flow. So I hope this helped you, and I hope this enabled you to think a bit differently and listen to the replay, because I'll be back again tomorrow talking about all this good stuff, and you'll be able to learn more about how we can make this happen for you day in, day out. So click the link above as well if you want to connect with me. And if you want to get on a call, we can get on a call for 15 minutes, talk about what you need, and then we can get the show started and implement the solutions for your business, both SEO and CRO, because it's not just search engines, it's conversion rates. And those matter for businesses because those drive results, and that sustains a business. So thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. John, would like to say anything before we go? Liverpool, anything? I just want to give you one more opportunity before we wrap up the room.
No, not really, Favour. I just really enjoyed this room, so you really dropped some nuggets. So, yeah, that's all today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate you. I'm about to get into an in-person meeting, so I gotta get myself ready so I can go. But I wanted to start the day with y'all, and hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. God bless you all. Have a wonderful Monday, and I'll see y'all soon.